Good to see people keen to get a workout done in the morning.
A load of screens blank still. Guys, don't be afraid to turn on your screens again and join in the workout.
When we were training in lockdown 1, you could see when like people kind of were a bit like nah for the session because they just log on but no screen at all. For like the
I got to watch someone in pain.
Yeah, it's like no, I'm not in bed, I swear.
Nice to see you back again, Alicia. You've been here for every session so far.
Yeah, getting some good miles in. Should be good when Katie comes next week.
Yeah, Katie O'Brien is supposed to be on with us next week. She's had Wi-Fi issues for the last few weeks, so she's waiting to get her Wi-Fi sorted. So I think she's due next Thursday evening. Natalie, is it?
Yeah. Oh no, Tuesday. She's on Tuesday.
Oh, she's Tuesday and you're Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be good.
So guys, we're just waiting for more people to join, and as usual, we'll kick off at 10 o'clock. So another 12 minutes if you want to get a drink or go to the loo or anything like that.
Yeah. The session definitely won't be as tough as Kenny's session yesterday.
Yeah, he sent me on his splits for that session. Oh my God, above.
We'll have a nice morning paddle.
Yes.
We've got another 10 minutes or so before people should be all here, and then we'll get going.
Yes, it'll be interesting to see how many log on now this morning. As we said, we've 100 signed up. We'll see how many people are lazy and don't get out of the bed.
They're probably aching from Kenny's session last night.
Yes. Ali, I see you're back, Ali. You got your seat fixed.
It's fixed after a fashion, but it's giving up the ghost. But I know, I think it's not going to totally break down, so go flying off, but it's running really badly. So, but I'm here.
Have you greased it, or is it one of the wheels is falling off, is it?
Well, the rollers are disintegrating. You know, the black stripes on the white rollers.
Yes.
It's, so I think I need to replace the rollers. I've tried adjusting all sorts of things, but yes, it's not great. But, you know, so if I stop, you'll know it's fallen to bits again.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But I'm here. I'm here. Nice to be here.
There's no excuses for anyone else then. Working around it.
Oh, people are starting to join now. We still have another 10 minutes, guys. So
yeah.
Morning.
Morning. Had trouble setting up my sound. Mute it now.
So we're still going to wait another couple of minutes just to start officially, just to let everyone log in. So you can relax if you need to, and then we'll do a proper warm up to begin with. We're going to focus a lot on technique in the warm up, and then during the session, which will be 20 minutes with a 20-minute break, a 2-minute break in between, we'll have some rate changes just to consolidate the technique that we're thinking about. And we're trying to want to emulate like a paddle on the water. So we're really going to challenge ourselves mentally to think of making the changes technically. So what I would like you to do is to put your drag factor all the way to the bottom on 0. So it's going to feel very light, but what we want to do when the drag factor is on 0 is we want to challenge all our auxiliary muscles and like really help our core to work hard. And so we're not thinking of our big muscles taking over and being strong. We're thinking of our small muscles working really hard to keep us sitting tall. And you just have to work a little bit harder on keeping your posture and focusing on technique and not being too strong. So it's going to feel a bit weird, but I'll try and talk you through it and just try and challenge yourself to make the changes and feel like you're rowing a bit differently. And the 0 drag factor is meant to be a bit more similar to the water. So we're just going to do a 10-minute warm up, and then we'll set our screens for the actual session. So if we all come to front stops, a bit inspired by Claire's session the other night when we started at front stops and we just did the first inch. So this is going to be really difficult with no drag. So we're just going to focus on trying to feel connection, but not force connection. So just do the first inch, just really light. So when we're doing this, we want to keep our shoulders forward and just make sure that our legs are moving first. It's not going to feel heavy because we've got 0 drag, but we just want to engage all those small muscles because those are the ones that get engaged when we're on the water. So now we want to have a bit of ratio. So send it back, really slow coming forward. This is really tough on the hamstrings, so just let them work. Don't let your shoulders move forward, staying nice and tall into the front. This is going to feel like a nice core exercise. Really good. We're just going to do the first half of the stroke on the legs. So just bending your legs slightly, straightening them slightly. Next stroke, go. Really good. So we're not straightening the legs fully. Keeping the upper body nice and relaxed. Arms are straight. Keep it all in the legs. If you feel your back tensing up, just really shake it out, get back onto being nice and loose. You're going to straighten the legs, just legs down. Ready, go. Keeping the arms straight, the body rocked forward. Still want to be on ready 20. We're on 0 drag, so we're not going to create tension in our shoulders. We're going to keep it in our legs. Now we're going to bring the body in. Keep the arms straight. Go. Stay nice and loose. Legs focus. You want to keep that good posture coming forward. We're not collapsing onto our knees. You're going to bring in the arms. Go. We're on 0 drag. Creating the connection in our legs. Very good. Keeping the elbows up. Sitting nice and tall at the front. We don't want our chest collapsing over our knees. That'll help us connect with the front. This will help us keep our arms straight as long as possible. We're going to reverse the grip on our handles. Place your hand underneath the ball. Like you're serving a plate. You want your hand underneath the handle. Just to try a different grip. To help us relax our shoulders. And keep our posture. It's going to feel a bit weird, but that's to try and help us keep it in our lats and push up the legs. Very good. Put back onto our normal grip. Elbows out to finish. Now, the last minute of our warm-up. Really gonna think of separating off the back. Arms, body, slide. Arms away, rock it over. Really exaggerate that separation. It's just the warm up. Really good. Next row. Ease there. Really good. So we're just gonna set up our screens and get ready to get into the session. But I hope you all felt the difference with the no drag. You really have to think about rowing well so you can feel like you're connecting something off the front. And we don't want to fake that connection in our shoulders and like really yank it. So just keep it all nice and low. And so if your back gets a bit tight, just think again, just give it a bit of a wiggle and get back onto keeping it nice and low. Okay, so just take a drink if you need one. I hope the sound is okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
the sound is fine, Natalie.
Okay.
It's a little bit muffled every now and then, but it's fine. It's perfect.
Okay. I'll try to project myself.
Perfect.
So we're just gonna set up our screens to 20 minutes with a 2-minute break in between. Again, I'm gonna keep my drag on 0 just so I can keep it a nice technical focus. So I can challenge my smaller muscles just to keep working. And so I can just keep thinking about being relaxed and loose up top and keeping all the work in the bottom, because I feel like when I get back on the water, that's going to be something that I don't want to take from the erg and take it on the water. It's just trying to be really strong. Be strong in other ways. So.
Do we keep our drag factor at 0?
If you want to, if you think you can do it for 20 minutes, I think it's a really good exercise, especially for a session like this where we're trying to do a bit more technique based. But if you feel like you haven't done enough of work like that, and then don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah, so just to try and think about more technical stuff, I try and challenge myself every now and then to play around with the drag factor. Cool. So we're going to do about 5 minutes or so at rate 20, and then we're going to bring in some rate changes up to 24 and back down to 22. I'll call the rate changes so you can go up and down with me, but the main point of the rate changes is to keep the technique as we go up and down, but to make sure that there's a split change. So we don't want to choose a split at rate 20. That's really hard because we're obviously focusing on technique. But when we do have a rate change, we need to make sure that we're going faster. We're not just spinning the wheels, because that's what we want when we're on the water. You've got to make sure that when you go up in rate, you're taking the speed with you. So when you think about the end of a race, you want to go up in rate and you want to go faster. You don't want to just wheel spin. So doing sessions like this will help you to prepare for racy sessions and the finish of a race, basically. Anyway, so let's get going. Ready, go. Straight on to rate 20. Straight on to the strong finishes. Elbows up. Shoulders down. Keep it low. Really bringing that strong posture at the finish. You're not leaning too far back. You're staying connected with the foot plate. Feeling strong. Always keep the pressure to the feet. That sets us up for the next stroke. Just making sure we're staying connected with the zero drag. We're not bringing into our shoulders. We're staying in the glutes. Very nice. Just remember that strong posture. That arrogant finish that we like to talk about. Keeping your chin up. Nice and loose. Do another 40 seconds until we bring in the first read change. We're going to go up to 24. Quite a big jump from 20 to 24. But we're going to do it on the legs. We're not going to rush up the slide. We're going to keep our technique. We're just going to squeeze a little bit quicker on the legs. Getting ready. Keep the focus. 2 minutes at 24. Now. Quite tricky with no drag. So just keep the legs moving. Hold the posture. Nice and loose. We're not aiming for big splits. We want to keep the technique. Really good. Really challenging with no drag. So stay focused. Elbows up. Squeeze the glutes. 40 seconds until we go back to 20. Relax the shoulders. Squeeze the glutes. Hands away. Down to 20. Go. Really be strict on yourself. You take the weight down. Getting straight back onto that really good posture in the front. Squeezing the glutes to the back. Very good. Nice and loose. Just really want to think about our posture at the finish now. Not leaning too far back. Engage with the feet all the way through. Really good. We're going to change our focus onto that separation. Hands away. Then bend the knees. Don't let your body move all over the place just because there's no drag. We're being disciplined. We're taking these skills onto the water. Really good. As we hit 10 minutes to go, we're going to go up to rate 22 for 2 minutes. We're going to keep our posture at both ends. Ready? 22. Now. Pushing off the feet. Get the rate. Staying nice and loose. Relax. Really push up the toes. Get those heels down. Sitting nice and tall into the front. One more minute and 22. Really good. Keep them in the legs. Don't let it creep into your shoulders. 22. Coming back down onto 820. Next stroke. Go. Squeeze the legs. Separate it out. Get that rate. Really good. Really nailing those rate changes. For the next couple of minutes, we're going to focus on picking it up off the front. We're going to pick it up in our toes. We're going to squeeze the glutes. That will keep our posture. So, rate 20. Nice and tall. Keeping those shoulders down. Keeping them forward in the drive. But we're not collapsed on the knees. Nice and tall. Really good. You feel those little muscles that you haven't used in a while that are really concentrating with no drive. Be nice and disciplined. The last 5 minutes. Glutes coming forward. The last little bit. We really want to think about keeping it in our legs. Genuine connection off the front. Really good. Squeeze to the toes. Still keeping the posture on either end of the stroke. Really nice. Sitting tall. Elbows out. Straight on the toes. Off the front. Last 3 minutes of this section. Really be tough with yourself. Feel tall at the front. Keep the change. Good. Last 2 minutes. You're going to keep it moving either end of the strap. While you posture. Very good. Keeping the glutes engaged. You should really feel them. You're working overtime with no drag. Nice and loose. Chest up. Nice and long. Sitting tall. Last 3. Very good. My glutes are on fire from trying to connect with no drag, so I hope you feel the same. So just take a drink, and we're going to do another set. So the no drag situation really challenges you to keep your form as you get tired, because you can just really get really exhausted like halfway through, even though you're not really meant to be pulling that hard, and focus on technique. And you can kind of collapse at the finish or lean too far forward at the front. So we just want to challenge ourselves to just be a bit more arrogant with our posture, sitting nice and tall into the front, really ingraining that finish position. Elbows up, squeeze the glutes, feel like you're on top of your pelvis. Yeah, good job. It is quite challenging to play around with the drags. It's not the most fun thing to do, but I feel like it's very handy for when we get back into the water and you have different people in the boat and that sort of thing, you can get used to your core working a bit more. Okay, another 10 seconds. So we're going to do another 5 minutes at rate 20, play around with the rates at 24 and 22, and just focus on that connection. Ready, go. Straight on to rate 20. Moving in and out the front. We're not pausing to create connection. You're getting straight on the toes. Really good. Get those heels down. Move on the legs. Even think of a slight handle raise, as if to take the catch when we're on the water. Visualize being in that boat, getting on the legs, lay it in quick. You only get the blade in quick, your upper body is relaxed, but nice and tall. Really good. Keeping the ratio. Loosen the recovery. Squeezing the glutes off the front. Get on the legs. Feel the glutes. Keep it moving either end. No pausing anywhere in the stroke. Use your foot plate to help you do that. Keep it connected. Very good. Nice and loose. Coming straight off the front on the toes. Keeping the arms straight as long as possible. We're not making that connection with our arms. One more minute at 20. Then we'll go to 24. Using our glutes and our legs. Very good. challenging our technique today. Good job. Stay focused. Keep the changes. Strong position. Break 24. On the legs. Go. Smooth around the turn. Yep. Nice and loose. We're not taking in the shoulders. Making sure that split is lower than rate 20. So we're keeping the technique. A strong posture. Stay on the legs. 1 more minute and 24. Very good. Loose shoulders. Getting ready to take it to 20. On the leg. Use the posture. Ready. Now. Ratio on the slide. Staying disciplined. Staying tall. Very good. Moving in and out the front. On the toes. Heels down. Another 2 minutes until 22. Use rate 20. Keep the technique. Keep the glutes engaged. Keep pushing on the foot plates the whole way through. Nice and loose. Arms relaxed and loose in the drive. Straight as long as possible. Going up to 22 in 30 seconds. Feel the technique. Keep the change with the rate change. ready? Go. 22. Feel the glutes engage. Take the foot down. Very nice. Move shoulders. Strong core. Hang off. Straight arm. Last minute, 22. Keep the change. Don't forget that finish position. Be disciplined. Nice and loose. Getting ready to go back to 20. Ready? Now. No pausing at either end. Keeping it moving. Getting the rate of the separation. Really good. Really nailing that separation. You feel the difference it makes off the catch. Very nice. Keep the rhythm. We're heading towards the finish. You want to keep the technique. You're going to take these changes into the session tomorrow. Keep the change. Really good. Squeeze the glutes. So we're sitting tall. Separate. And over the knees before they break. Have one last cheeky rate change. Let's take 5 minutes to go. So challenge yourself with the technique. No collapsing either end. Keep it on the toes. I'll bring up the rate. Take down the split. Getting ready. 24. Go. Off the toes. Relax the way forward. Chest up. Really good. Keep it to the feet. Push the foot plate. Yep. Nice and loose. 1 more minute and 24. Challenge yourself. Antonio loves challenge. So keep your position. Stay tall. Nice connection. Keep the sequence. Separate. Getting ready to take it 20. Great, 20. Go. Keeping the sequence. Last 3 minutes. This is where you make the change. Keep the change during fatigue. Great, 20. Squeeze the glutes up the front. Hanging with the arms. Relax on the way forward. Heels down at the front. Quick legs. Great, 20. Really good effort. Keep the change. Keep the posture. Loose coming forward. Really be disciplined in the last minute. Technique over fatigue. Nice and loose. Squeeze up the toes. Chest up. Good job, everyone. So you'll find it really difficult to row on no drag because it just makes everything a little bit difficult. So you have to hold yourself up a bit more. So I hope you guys didn't struggle too much. But yeah, good job.
For playing Natalie, that seemed like a hard session from a totally different point of view.
Yeah.
I've never seen a session done on the drag factor. Can you explain a little bit more as to why you're doing it with the drag factor setting at 0?
So generally when we couldn't get out in the water at the center, and we'd have to do like long ergo sessions, Antonio would tell us to play around with the drag. And so like either go like all the way up to drag factor 10 for a little bit, or like go down to like 0. So it's all about like trying to emulate the water, because sometimes it is heavier with like waves and stuff like that. So like if you're in tricky conditions, like you really feel like you can't connect. And so you like just tense up and like row harder when you can't connect in the water, rather than staying loose and just creating connection in your body, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
so
very good.
Drag like really forces you to keep your auxiliary muscles working and not just focus on your big muscles that like force the connection.
And my next question is, have you got birds in your sitting room?
I hope
You can hear the tweeting the whole time as you're rowing.
I also don't own a cat, but that was a cat. So
At one with nature. Guys, again, if any of you have any questions for Natalie on the session or on anything at all, you can either unmute yourselves and ask her the question, or you can type a question into the chat box if you'd like.
Yeah.
While we're waiting to see if there's any questions coming through, just like I have the name of the winner of our spot prize today is Ella Clark. So Ella, if you'd like to send me on your email, or sorry, your home address, just reply to the email that sent you the Zoom link, and we'll get a baseball cap to you or something like that.
Thank you.
Ali, I see you've unmuted yourself there. Do you want to ask a question?
Yes, because I've had no coaching, I don't quite. Hi, that was great. So at the pullback, when you say keep elbows high, so do I come straight in, and I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing here.
Okay. So from that point of view, I generally just mean like your actual finish position. So I don't know if you've seen like photos of other rowers on the erg when they're like at the end of a 2K. You kind of like come down like this, and your elbows are like pointing straight to the ground. And that almost forces your pelvis to come underneath you. So it's a really labored effort to come forward again. So if your elbows are higher, it forces you to, your posture kind of comes from your pelvis as well, even though like it's your elbows. So it's just an easier way to focus about sitting up. And it's more similar to like a boat. If you see like a sculler in their finished position, their elbows are usually up because it extends with the oar. So it's just keeping your elbows pointing to the walls, more like into the ground.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. We've got another cat in here.
No, that's perfect. That's great explanation. Everyone's very shy this morning. No more questions.
Shocked from the technique.
No? Okay, so Natalie, again, thank you very much. You're brilliant, and we'll have you back next week for another session. Might do a hard session next week or something.
Yeah.
Not saying that wasn't hard. Okay, thanks everyone, and we'll hopefully see you either this evening or tomorrow evening as well.
Yeah.
Thank
You
you.
don't care what anyone else is doing at all, but
I don't know what that was. Okay,
Thank
thanks
you.
Natalie.
Thank
Thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.